So Abby is wondering to knock or not to knock. That is the question.
To what?
Knock.
Knock?
Are you a knock or are you not a knock?
Oh, a narc.
Yes.
Knock.
I'm like, where?
Do you
what?
have that clip, Tommy?
What door am I knocking on?
The knock. Are you or are you not the knock?
I'm really split.
Abby's like, what the hell is going on?
My brain is short circuiting. I was like, what movie are we citing?
This is a clip we've been playing for years. It's Sandra Bullock. And what was the name of the movie?
Mark Wahlberg's in it. I know that,
It's
right?
The Heat, isn't it?
It is The Heat with
right.
Melissa McCarthy.
Hang on, we're trying to pull it up.
And Joey
gosh.
McIntyre's in it.
Right. And there's a line in there where the accent is so thick that they're not sure if she's saying narc or not.
Yeah. Well, I've been getting some really concerning DMs from some married men, and I'm not really sure whether I should knock or not knock. I'm really bad at accents. I'm trying my best here.
You're not the only one.
So when I took this job, I kind of knew I would get some sketchy DMs here and there. And honestly, like I kind of assumed that a lot of like any negative DMs would be from like women who are like, you're ugly, you're not funny, we hate you, like get off the show. And like surprisingly, shout out to women. I feel like they have been the nicest to me ever since I joined the show.
No, why would you say that?
What?
Now you just opened up the floodgates.
What do you mean I just opened up the floodgates?
Now they're going to be like, oh, nobody's hit her up. Oh, I got opinions.
I won't be checking my DMs for
Your
next.
Boston accent sucks, Abby.
I'm not saying I haven't gotten some sketchy DMs from women, but like overall, women have been more positive than men because I have been checking the dark spam folder of my DMs recently, which is
dangerous place.
It's never a good idea. And I was surprised to find like a slew of very upsetting. No, upsetting's not the word because I'm not bothered by this, clearly. I've been getting a lot of very bizarre, disturbing messages from married men. And it's not in the way that you would think. They're not asking me to like hook up or send pictures. I've probably gotten like 10 to 12 different messages from men who have like these beautiful wedding photos in their profile, like calling me very obscene names, being very upset about my dating segments, being like, well, you're the problem. And, you know, just every horrible thing you could call a woman has been called to me by these men.
So this isn't a question of these guys coming on to you married.
Yes.
Okay.
But what I'm saying, why I'm specifying that they're married because you get like a horrible DM with someone calling you the C word with like this happy photo of them with their wife. And then you're like, well, geez, how are you, if this is how you're treating some random stranger in the DMs, is this really who you are? Or are you doing this to your wife as well? And so in my mind, I'm thinking I have two options here. I can either just ignore it and maybe talk about it on the radio, or B, I can find out who their wives are and send the screenshots and say, hey, I just think you should know this is what your husband's doing behind your back. Because in my opinion, I know that my mom, if my dad was saying these because these are horrible things, like, and I'm not talking like calling me ugly. I'm talking like every word I could never say on the radio ever.
I would be mortified if my husband was sliding into a stranger's DMs and calling her unthinkable names and just being downright disgusting.
I don't know why this is even a legit question, but did they appear to be much older than you also?
Much older, yeah.
wow.
I mean, like, not like in their 80s, but like late 30s,
50.
early 40s, like not 22-year-old men who got married because they wanted army benefits. You know what I mean? It's like, it's men who have been married to women because I've done the stalking. I found your Facebooks. I know who your wives are. And I've made a whole list, and I've kind of been sitting on this for a couple of weeks of thinking, is it better to just stay out of it because not my circus, not my monkeys? Or
you could be inviting crazy into your house by doing that.
It would be really, you could be, but it'd be really effective.
No.
I will tell you that, man.
Someone who has that much hate for a woman and a stranger on the internet, I would not provoke that.
Yeah, she's
there.
probably right. Cass is probably right.
Because Cassie gets some really nasty messages too. And so you're dealing with somebody that is somebody who is willing to slide into a stranger's DMs and leave the most unsavory, and that's putting it politely, comments and messages is not a person you want to engage with because you don't want to poke that bear.
Agreed.
It's not safe.
And you just don't know where they're coming, what something happened in their past for whatever you said has triggered something in their past, right? So it really isn't about you. It's something that happened to them and it's about somebody else. And it's hard to remember that when you're the one being called the C word. But Yeah, inviting that kind of crazy in, that's too much.
I was going to say the exact same thing. In my experiences, it's better to ignore it because it's for one, for your mental peace, it's better. And for two, you're not going to change anybody who's already at the place of doing something like this because it's really not about you as much as it's about them. So don't do it. But for radio purposes, I think you should answer every single one.
It's not like I'm trying to change their mind. Like if they think I'm the C word, they think I'm the C word amongst the other things I was called. But I think I felt a sort of protectiveness over the women that they're married to as well, because I'm like, either this is a completely like benign or like different situation where this is just like his secret life that he's living where he just wants to like throw hate at 26-year-old women on the internet, or maybe like this woman is actually in a very horrible situation where maybe she needs somebody else to call out the fact that this guy's trash.
No.
Okay.
If she's in a situation like that, that's either verbally abusive, physically abusive is abusive, or just in a really dysfunctional situation, getting a DM from a random stranger isn't going to help the situation at all. It's not going to be the thing to go, oh my God, he really is a jerk. She already knows.
You don't know.
It would be one thing if you witnessed him doing it to her. It's another thing for it to be directed at you and then make that leap that if he's doing this to me, then he also must be doing this to his wife.
Okay.
Because maybe he is just a D-bag to strangers on the internet. I mean, don't get me wrong. I freaking love your idea.
Yeah.
I think it is epic. But
Can I do it on her behalf? Because if they come for me, I'll unleash a whole world of fury.
Yeah, now if it comes from a dude, that's different for me. If it comes from Tommy, that's different for me. Tommy will do it for you.
I'll do it. I'll give him my address. Come on.
Why is it different for a dude?
Because Tommy's Tommy.
Because I'm crazy.
Listen, because these are
Inviting all of it. All
these
the
are
smoke.
men with a lot of anger, and they're looking for a punching bag. And even though I know you do Orange Theory like every day, you don't appear as someone who could like put anybody in a chokehold. So as much as I hate to say that, and I'm not saying you're not capable, I'm just saying I think some guys will see Tommy and shut up, whereas if they see you, they're going to be like, easy target, let's get him. Now, one thing you can do, and I've done this before, is you can post the comments that they've sent you publicly, but just black out their name. And so then they get shamed, but they don't actually get called out. So nobody knows the comments from them, but they see it, and then they can see everybody being like, that's disgusting, and let the internet tell them off. They'll see the comments, but they won't actually get called out, so there's no need for that retaliation.
And the next time we ask you if you're struggling to be a knock or not, now you will know.
The Bert Show.
Hey, did you like what you just watched? Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a nice comment, if you will.